very warm welcome to the Economic Times Promising Brands 2021 with purpose, promise, and profits in mind. As we look forward to an evening of really growing together, good branding is something that we all believe the most important thing when it comes to ensuring the success of your business. We'll be featuring brands that stand apart, brands that create a niche identity in the mind of consumers and enhance recall value. We now bring to you our much awaited panelists right here in a very candid conversation on laying the foundation of branding for 2021, customer-centric, human-oriented, empathetic. So a lot about how we can go on and building trust, really centering those relationships, customized products, grabbing the attention of our customers, all this and more from our experts on the panel right here.
Society is changing, the societal trends are changing, and hence how people's experiences are changing a lot, and how people interact with media is also changing a lot. And similarly, a lot of social habits are changing, right? With this perspective, the way you communicate, whether it be the kind of, say, 30-second ads becoming a 6-second ads, or the way you communicate in terms of the medium that you use, or the way you communicate in terms of the kind of empathetic values that you bring into each communication, it's going to be a huge change. And we are already seeing the kind of changes that are happening. If I can request Pankaj to give us the sectoral in terms of the FMCG, CPG product perspective.
CPG industries were talking about communication at scale, but that scale used to be at a, either pan-India level or either, Northwest level in that sense. But as and when, consumers are evolving, if you look at it, if you're not talking about personalization at scale, then you're not talking about, thinking of consumers at the heart of your communication. And like we say that, it needs to be an audience first approach rather than, or like I call it, that needs to be consumer in approach rather than brand out approach. Yeah, I need to think from the consumer's lens. And if that is the approach, if I'm taking, then you are talking about what consumer is thinking, what she's wanting from, from the communication, what kind of communication she is expecting. We have been investing a lot behind it for the last couple of years. And it's not just one size fits all. We are talking about as micro as a particular city and as micro as a small dialect. And if I can talk about cultural nuance there, and my communication is being there in that sense, I am talking about more personalized, more human, more connectable, and at the same time, the context where my consumer is in, I'm able to, throw some light there.
Amit, you come from a very different sector. Could we hear your insights and what has been your experience?
So while my, some of the categories were down right from LED and wires and cables, etc., but at the same time, personal care appliances, the mobile accessories, and even the smart home category was like picking up the, the most amazing speed which we never witnessed in the last couple of years, actually. So, that is what actually helped us to sail through the turbulence, safely, I would say. I think what we have started successfully doing is trying to map the entire customer journey across the various, verticals. Because ultimately, if I'm able to have an engagement and a conversation in one category, so example, if there is a younger audience talking to me in personal care, my idea is with the help of technological tools that I have, can I have this customer across the entire gamut of my operations? Because I know today, if he's a personal care customer, tomorrow he's going to be a LED customer, and day after tomorrow he's going to be a wires customer for sure. So I think for us, it has been a great amount of investment in ensuring that this entire customer journey is mapped across all the verticals, so that we are able to actually go out and create sharper marketing programs.
Shriram, again, a new category, a new sector.
Earlier, we used to walk down the Automart, go from one dealer to the other, and then say, what, I like this better. And depending on how well the consultant is able to convince you, you're able to kind of make a purchase. But now, everything is digital. Nissan is now among the I guess, better manufacturers in terms of how we have been able to define our digital journey, right from looking at a car, looking at colors, adding more personalized accessories, getting finance approvals, understanding the value of the exchange car, of the used cars, and then finally booking it, and also asking for delivery at home, servicing at home. Now we have actually a digital concierge that we just recently launched, where a person could actually walk you through the car and their various choices at the benefit of your home. We call it shop at home. So definitely, human oriented designing and the design philosophy, the customer centricity of how we are approaching the customer has evolved significantly. We are finding that investment in these areas is going to pay high dividends for us. Our digital conversions are higher. Customers are walking into our showrooms after having spent enough time. So even our training methodology to our consultants is different.
Thank you. That was quite enlightening, amazing experiences they have shared. Thank you so much.
When you look at India, when you look at the EV market, the different bands. So the entire EV market is two-wheelers, three-wheelers, cars, public transport, and commercial vehicles. Now, what's happening is that the low-hanging fruit, or the first ones to actually convert, is the two-wheeler segment, and that's what the market, that's what the customers have really begun to adopt. When we look at it from a global standpoint, there is different adoption of different categories across the world, but at a global level, the EV market is increasing very rapidly. For example, the last year, it's been increasing over the last 5 years. It's been increasing about 43% year on year at a global level. So the market certainly is coming of age. In India, the customers have begun to adopt and start using electric vehicles, specifically more so the two-wheelers, simply because of the price parity and the running cost of two-wheelers, electric two-wheelers. The TCO concept, the total cost of ownership, is extremely lucrative for a customer. Moreover, what we've done, some of the factors are to make the batteries portable, make it easy for the customer, install a charging infrastructure for the customers, and train up the roadside mechanics to be able to handle electric vehicles, have made it easier for the customers to start adopting vehicles. So we are seeing growth, which has been unprecedented. The market is exploding right now. We are not able to cope with it in terms of the capacities. And I believe this is now the trend that's going to continue for the foreseeable future.
So in today's world, digitization is inevitable. Businesses have no choice but to digitize. So that's point number one. Number two, it is not just about the software. It is about the enterprises connecting with end consumers real time. And that connection real time actually helps improve the agility of businesses. And third aspect is, when you actually go for digitization or digital transformation, you should definitely have a partner who understands both technology as well as the nuances of the business. I think that's a must, because the learnings that the partner brings in is definitely valuable compared to the business itself initiating the technology transformation. So Experian is a 100% digital shop. We understand the business globally in the specific domains that we are conversant in. So the learnings from Australia can definitely be used to improve and give much better value for businesses, let's say in the US. And in the India market, we've actually helped transform retail businesses to be far more productive and improve their sales by about 20%.
Our core philosophy of the brand is to have the user experience at the center of everything that we do. So we take it very seriously by adopting technology that will enable this, and also our partners who are key part of the training, who are key part of our brand identity. So enabling, training the partners and empowering them. That is one part of our brand identity. Second is enabling the technologies to ensure that our users have superior experience.
What is not being discussed and spoken about is how the patient has evolved, how the patient expectations have evolved. We've seen this, that moment the wave settles down, the organization go back to expecting high footfalls, same EBITDAs. But nobody is focusing on what the patient is wanting, the patient experience. What are their expectations when it comes to seeking medical and clinical services from the hospitals? We at CARE have been able to identify that gap. And we feel that, okay, while NPS is something that we're not so concerned and worried about, we're actually talking to our teams, we're talking to people, we're talking to patients. We've been able to kind of chalk out a process, and which is a very simple one, that engagement with patients as much as we can at every touch point, trying to get the expectations out of those engagement. What do they really want? And putting those expectations into experience at various touch points when patient comes to seek services from us. And I think that is what the focus is, patient experience.
As Acubits, we've been working with enterprises across different domains and supporting them with their digital transformation projects. Part of what we've been doing is to try and see how it aligns with our vision of advancing humanity. Emerging tech plays a key role. So some of the three trends that we've been seeing is advancement of technologies such as blockchain, artificial intelligence, and industrial IoT. All of them actually come together to actually solve unique problems. So we've been working across different government sectors, be it in education, such as Ministry of Education in Singapore, eradicating fraudulent certification. We've been working with the Dubai Smart Government in terms of transforming their basically transforming how government transactions happen across different departments with their paperless strategy and the Dubai blockchain strategy. We've also been working with different enterprises as well, medium to large scale enterprises with their big data initiatives and looking at how predictive maintenance can actually be utilized in large manufacturing sectors.
With digital transformation, the demand of data center is increasing at a very rapid pace. With OTTs getting more popular, micro data centers will be the need of the hour. These micro data centers will swiftly and economically bring data processing close to end users. The number of smartphone users are increasing day by day, and so is the load on the data centers. With 5G coming into play, the internet and the data penetration will increase exponentially. As per the stats, 1% of the world's electricity is being consumed by the data center industry, and this will be in double digits by years to come. We have to quickly shift to more energy efficient and green data centers. We, SciFuture, as a mighty empaneled data center service provider, have already started working towards these areas.
Honestly speaking, OTTs are writers' medium, and I think most of the writers are very raw. You could say that they are regional kingmakers. They write, they are surrounded by stories around them, and that is what actually compels them to write something, and that basically turns into a great script. So I think regional cinema or regional OTTs, according to me, are the biggest contributors at the moment, and it can definitely do much better than the mainstream OTTs. With the advent of technology, I think that's become even more easy. Earlier people used to post it on YouTube and other free mediums, but now with the OTTs coming into the whole limelight, I think regional language has really come to the rescue of OTTs. I think the next decade is going to be about regional cinema and regional content.
Because of the lockdown, more companies come with work at home strategy. All the education institutions learn from home. So this all make our industry more powerful. The revolutionary period of e-commerce, the revolutionary period of digital, all digitalized because of the situation. What we done initially that we started servicing through WhatsApp. We provided to our end users that our in-store possibilities with the appointment system to visit our showrooms, and that also help us the special care for the customers And of course, we started our social commerce platform. We started our digital platform, on-demand video business models, on-demand WhatsApp service systems we implemented. More than 30%, 40% customer is engineers, like architects, like interior designers, like contractors. These type of customers is the major stakeholders in our industry. They are also happy we are providing these type of services. We hope this will help us to grow. Thanks to God also to we overcome this situation we are all faced. Thank you.
We help various national and international organizations to first determine their carbon footprint. That means we help them to determine how many tons of CO2 they are emitting from scope 1, scope 2, scope 3. That means these are the boundaries through which we determine the tons of CO2 that they are emitting, or otherwise all the greenhouse gases that they are emitting within scope 1 and 2 and 3. So first we help them to determine all these carbon footprints. Then we help them to reduce it. We give advisory services to reduce it, either through putting carbon sequestration projects, or either adopting energy efficiency projects, or either adopting or procuring green power, or installing so renewable energy projects, either wind power project or solar power project or hydropower project, depending over the availability of the site and the finance with the client. And ultimately, after doing all these activities, if they are not able to reduce their emissions, then we help them to procure carbon credits to reduce and become carbon neutral or net zero organization. Across the world, we do have 2,000 plus clients at 40 plus nations. And we are the only company in the world which had got listed over stock exchange. So we are listed over Bombay Stock Exchange.
Well, I think the biggest prediction that we have for the Indian e-retail segment is the rise of direct-to-consumer. I think more and more brands are now selling directly to their end customers rather than going through intermediaries. We've already seen this change happen in the last 18 months during COVID, where you've seen a lot of young brands come up who are not established players, who didn't have established distribution channels, and they're selling online directly to consumers. And that has created a tremendous environment for consumers to have even more choice today. ShipRocket is an integral part of this direct-to-consumer supply chain because we help young brands connect directly with courier partners through our platform. We provide them with warehousing services. We provide them with last-mile deliveries and tech to be able to provide customer communication in a branded and contextual way that has never been possible before. And providing that connect for brands with end consumers is going to be essential for direct-to-consumer brands to succeed in the next decade or so. And we feel that direct-to-consumer is going to become a majority of the e-commerce segment rather than it being a small minority that it is today, as it is just starting out. And I think this bodes very well because a lot of new young brands will be able to be set up without having such a huge investment of capital that may have been required 10, 15 years ago in setting up distribution and supply chains, because you have people like ShipRocket to be able to help with that entire journey.
Let us now bring to you our very special session from Taboo to talk of the town journey of Zivame. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to Ms. Amisha Jain, Chief Executive Officer, Zivame.
I think it's been an incredible journey, intense, and we've done a lot of things along the way. As I speak to you, we are just completing our 10 years, and the last decade has been phenomenal. Our journey has been all about her, every single Indian woman. It's about walking alongside her, ensuring that we support her as she chooses to dream big, as she chooses to achieve what she desires. Fundamental thing that we changed in the market was a learning that we had from our own platform when we were a marketplace, that what most players were selling was the same product in limited sizes, and there wasn't much variety. And we took that and turned it on its head and said, you know what? Indian women come in all sizes, and we're going to make sure we all offer them the entire gamut. And it might need us to build about 40, 45 sizes in a particular color or a style. And we chose to do that. Rather than saying that she gets a limited sort of product, we said, okay, how do we solve for it? So we brought color, we brought variety. And in about 3 years of our launch, I remember, some of the data showed that we were known for color. We were known for fashionable bras. And so I think that kind of started changing the industry. And that's where I say that, we've been not just about building a brand. Our journey has been also about building the category, and the category is now in a very, very different place. So with that, I just want to say thank you very much for listening.
A lot more thanks to our next speaker, Chayos, building a personalized tech-enabled chai brand. We'd like to extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Radha Verma, co-founder Chayos. Let's listen in.
We run Chayos, which is a chai cafe chain. We have 100 cafes across Delhi, NCR, Bombay, Bangalore, and Chandigarh. So we made it our vision that how do we serve India its daily 2 cups of chai. So at Chayos, you can create your Meri Wali chai in over 80,000 ways. We were able to really cater to the personalized preferences of chai drinkers in the country, so that when you step outside your home, you're not really making a compromise from the product point of view. We actually built out an entire hardware and software technology team to create a patented chai monk, which is a chai robot. And we've basically scaled this up to all our cafes now. It actually took us about 3 years to be able to create a fresh boiled chai machine. And this basically creates all those cups of chai that our customers want to have at the cafes. So that's something that has really helped us to scale our personalization and to scale the consistency of the chais that we make. And this is basically an automation of that entire handmade chai process that used to be followed at our cafes before, except we just made that into an IoT enabled chai robot. And that's a journey that we're on. And a big thank you to all our customers for the constant love that they've shown to us, and hope to keep receiving that love from you.
Let us now put our hands together for the Economic Times Promising Brands 2021. Let's hear it for ABC Group and ABC Emporio.
Thank you, Economic Times, to choosing us as a promising brand 2021.
A round of applause for Accubits Technologies.
I'd like to thank the organizers of Economic Times for recognizing us and creating this amazing platform.
Appreciations in the house for Care Hospital.
This recognition only proves that our efforts towards improving patient experience and employee engagement have been recognized externally. It also motivates us to continue this journey with even more passion and grit. Thank you so much for this encouragement.
Let us now put our hands together for yet another promising brand, Thai Future.
It is delightful to be recognized as one of the promising brands in India by Economic Times. Awards like this motivate us to keep working towards our mission of making digital transformation a reality for every business.
Let us now welcome the entire team of Experian Technologies.
I would like to thank every customer who stood with us and every Experianite who has worked really hard to ensure that the customer's business outcomes are met. Thank you.
Taking the virtual walk of fame next is Hero Electric Vehicles.
It gives me great pride to accept this recognition on behalf of Hero Electric as one of the most promising brands 2021 from the Economic Times.
Let's hear it up for Quicker.
First of all, we would like to thank Economic Times for this most prestigious recognition as one among the top 25 brands of 2021.
Applause is in the house for Shiprocket.
I want to say a huge thank you to Economic Times for recognizing Shiprocket as one of the promising brands of 2021.
Let us now welcome the entire team of Planet Marathi Seller Services.
And I would like to thank the Economic Times for recognizing Planet Marathi as one of the promising brands of India.
Let's cheer on EKI Energy Services.
We are thankful and we are delighted to have the award from Economic Times for the most promising brand of India in year 2021.
Thank you once again for joining us. On behalf of the entire team of ET Edge Unwired, this is Isha Bhalla signing off.